There's always going to be things going on in the world that's going to make us feel like things aren't okay and that we can't be okay and that there's this to worry about and that to worry about. Like, it's never gonna be like none of that. There's always gonna be something. And so you got to decide that regardless, you are going to allow yourself to feel calm and happy, regardless of what goes on out there. It doesn't make you a bad person by allowing yourself to still feel calm and happy no matter what is going on. Because at the end of the day, how do we ever really overcome darkness anyway? How do we change darkness? We don't fight with darkness, you know? You can't fight fire with fire. An eye for an eye makes everyone blind, and we're all slaves to desire. I butchered that, but it's a awesome song. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, you can't fight darkness. You can't fight fire with fire, right? How do you change darkness? You shine light on it. That's the only way. And that applies for all the darkness in this life. The darkness in the world, and then the everyday darkness, like those days where you just don't want to get out of bed. And you just want to keep sleeping and sleeping and sleeping because the day is like really hard and it's dark. Even in those times, you shine light on it. And how do you do that? Firstly, by having compassion for yourself for feeling like that. But there's a difference between feeling compassion for yourself and feeling like a victim, okay? And the way we do that is by shifting the meaning of what happened. So instead of perceiving that negative thing as, or that really sad day as being something that is like out to get us, we shift the story to instead see it as, like, for example, that negative day is a day that we need to retreat so that we can come back out again. Or it's a day where we're really getting to know some of our deeper, darker emotions, you know? It's a day where we're really getting to know our strength and having to try and find our strength from within us and uncover strengths that we didn't even know we had. If someone you love was struggling, how would you shine light to help them? You wouldn't be like, oh, you're doomed. Like, nah, you're screwed. Like, I don't know how you're going to handle this. Like, poor. You're going to know in your whole heart that that person can totally get through that thing. Like, you know that they can if they do what they need to do or something. Like, there is a way, right? That's how you start to see yourself. You start to see yourself as an empowered person who is struggling right now and having a really tough day, but that they can and that they will find the way out. By doing that, you're like shining the light. You're like, hey, lights over here, lights over here. You're giving yourself a new direction to head towards. So that might be getting up and going for a walk, even though you really don't want to. We all have this part of our mind that loves to do the victim thing. And it's actually kind of sweet, but it's coming from the part of us that is kind of like wanting to be helpless so that we are looked after, you know? And all of us have this, like every single one of us have this tendency. So it's going to come up, that urge to want to like play that role instead, to think like, actually, no, I have to stay here. There's nothing I can do. So you're going to fight against that urge. It's going to be so weird. It's going to feel unnatural. So even though that's going to be telling you to stay down where you are, you're going to get up if you can, and you're going to go for a walk. And if you can't go for a walk, you're literally going to just like go for a walk down your corridor of your room. And then when you do that, you're going to tell yourself how proud you are for doing that, because you didn't want to, but you did it. And every time we do something like this and go against the screaming of our mind to try and get us to stay put in that place where we are helpless, every time we don't listen to that, we give a little bit less energy to the mind and a little bit more energy to the heart. And in the heart is where our true nature lies.